Hey everyone, Kyle Kirschbaum here with my good friend
Wes Hobson.
and we are here to
Pump you up. So
Okay.
today, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go for a 10-mile run. Shall we go for a 10-mile run?
Let's go for a 10-mile run.
All right, everybody, get your running shoes on. We're going to go for a 10-mile run.
Cool. On a more serious note, and that's about as funny as we get, on a more serious note, we are going to be talking about peak performance, athletic performance. Whether you are a dad like myself with 5 kids and you're looking to get in shape for the first time, maybe it's been a while, maybe you were in really good shape in high school and you're like, hey, I want to kind of get back in shape, or if you're a professional athlete like my friend Wes Hobson here.
In
Wes,
the
past, tell us a little bit about kind of your career and why we call you the professional athlete here.
Well,
And be humble.
I try to be as humble as I can. Just to give a little history about myself and what I did is that I was a professional triathlete in the 90s from 1990 to 2001, and I competed in over 220 triathlons in over 24 countries, and anywhere from sprint distance to a Ironman distance, and racing over 20 countries. I was USOC's Triathlete of the Year and
Awesome.
top 3 in the World Cup Series twice. So
Amazing.
I have a little bit of background triathlon, and,
Yeah.
and part of my desire to go through this webinar and talk about these oils today is that I wish back in my career, back in the 90s, I knew more about essential oils and
Yeah.
what they could do for someone as far as their performance. Because I think a lot of times people are too often training and spending all these hours, and they're not getting the race results they
Right.
want.
They're hitting plateaus, they're frustrated.
And when you're training upwards of 18 to 22 hours a week, even those amateurs who have families and they're working 40 hours a week, you want to try to get that extra 1, 3, 5% to
Right.
improve performance. And a great way, I think, to do that is to follow an essential oils type program that doTERRA offers.
Amazing. So you're going to get everything from the extreme of professional athletes to just your average guy, right? Or your average person that is looking to get back in shape, wants to have more energy, wants to increase the results that they're getting in their weight management program. And so those are kind of our 2 questions. So first of all, for those of you that are watching, are you looking to get back in shape for the first time? And you really want to get better results, you want to have more energy. So if that's you, you're in the right place. And then Wes, your question.
Are you someone that has been training year in, year out, and you're just not getting those race results that you want? You're just not improving the way that you want to keep improving.
Right, and you're looking for that breakthrough. So we're going to kind of organize this. If you're following and wondering kind of like the outline of what we're going to talk about, we're going to be talking about pre-workout and post-workout essential oil routines that you can take, you can apply today, and you can see immediate results with. Now, everything that we do in doTERRA is around this healthcare and lifestyle pyramid, right? This wellness pyramid, which obviously always starts with eating right, exercising, rest and managing stress, reducing toxic load, informed self-care, proactive medical care. You can see the pyramid there, the wellness pyramid up there on the screen. So today, we're going to really be focusing on this exercise, rest management, stress, and reducing toxic load section. So,
Right. I mean, those are the 4 bases of the lifestyle pyramid, the 4 foundation blocks, and that's where you get started with improving your lifestyle.
so the number 1 product that we want to talk about in kind of setting the foundation for what you want to create from a performance perspective is doTERRA's number 1 selling product, and that is the Lifelong Vitality Supplement Pack. Now, there is actually a whole presentation just on this product that you can watch, so you can get all of the really gritty science, how it works in your body, all of those different things. But we just want you to remember 3 important things about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. 1, obviously it's going to help you achieve the energy levels that you're wanting, but it's going to do this through 3 different pieces. The first piece is a whole food complex, right? So you're getting all of the nutrients that your body is probably not getting right now. The second one is an essential oil or omega complex, right? All of your fatty acids, and 9 of the most antioxidant essential oils to really help create healthy inflammation in your body. And then the last one is the cellular vitality complex. So just increasing the overall health of your cells. So this is the foundation. This is the first product that you should start using in this pursuit of peak performance. Whether you're an athlete or whether you are just the average guy that is just really trying to get back in shape.
You're not referring to yourself as average guy, are you? 'Cause
Yeah,
every time I see Kyle, he's always working out for 2 hours in the morning. So you're not that average guy, so don't point to yourself.
Okay, well,
Point to people that are even those of us who like to do athletic endeavors every day just because to keep our sanity, or those that are saying, you know what, hey, I'm going to create a new resolution for myself. I'm going to run a 10K in 6 months.
right,
And I haven't started yet.
right.
You know, I may be a little sore early on. But to talk a little bit about LLV, I know that there's a whole nother video on it. What I like about the Lifelong Vitality Pack is what doTERRA has done with the research that they put into it.
Right.
You know, basically it's like version 3.0 of vitamins. We have version 1.0, which was back in the 60s and 70s, which was just like, hey, we're going to give you some stuff, but it didn't process in the body. Then you had version 2.0, which is like, oh, more must be better. And so we're going to give you as much as we can
Right.
in the vitamins that you're consuming. And what that did is that created too much toxicity. What I like about doTERRA's version 3 is that they've actually taken the time in the research to analyze, hey, what's the diet of either the American culture or even the Asian culture or wherever they're selling the product. We're going to adjust based on that diet so that you can get right in that 90 to 105% range of your vitamins and minerals and oils. Because all too often, we are exercising, we're exercising so much, we have, in the environment that we live in, we have this constant free radicals that are just bombarding us.
Right.
And what I like about LLV is that takes care in assisting to kind of get rid of those free radicals.
Cool. So there's a lot of really great science. You can watch the whole other presentation on it, but we just kind of want to set that as the foundation. Now the next one we're going to talk about, the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be for me. And it is the essential oil blend called...
When I heard it, I was just like, I'm done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's called Slim and Sassy, right? And so, you know, for us guys or for others that are looking to use it, you know, the name obviously describes part of what it does, but the real magic of this blend are the oils that are in the blend. So grapefruit, lemon, ginger, peppermint, cinnamon, all of these oils are really, really effective in helping us create healthy metabolism. And so you might say, well, why should I care about healthy metabolism? Well, having a healthy metabolism is important not just for your weight management program, but also for hormones, for hormone balance, and is incredible in helping separate fat cells from toxins. So I remember when I was getting back into shape for the first time a few years ago, and you know, like the dreaded first 60 days where you're working out really hard, or you know, you're missing a few days, but you're looking in the mirror and you're like desperately looking for results, like, hey, can I see, you know, this part of my body or this part of my body? And what I love is that Slim and Sassy really helps you accelerate the results in that first 60 days, you know, especially when I was looking to kind of lose fat and I was looking to really accelerate my weight management program. So the number 2 product we're talking about, Slim and Sassy, it's a must-have, especially both women and men, for accelerating that first part and just healthy metabolism.
And don't let the name deceive you. Slim and Sassy, I feel that there's just as many guys using that product as there with trim shakes and everything in the Slim and Sassy product line as there are women. And what I like about the Slim and Sassy also is the fact that we have higher rates of metabolism when we exercise, of course, and also post-recovery and exercise. What I like about Slim and Sassy is it helps with the metabolism all day long.
Right.
Not just during exercise and the immediately post-exercise activity that you do.
Right. So you can take it internally, you can use it topically, and also doTERRA has the Slim and Sassy gel caps that you can take that are really, really easy. So lots of ways to use it. The third product we're going to talk about in this whole pre-workout mix is Mito2 Max. So as you may or may not know, your mitochondria in your body are like the energy, they're like the engines in your cells. The older we get, the less effective they are. And Mito2 Max is a natural blend that really helps us increase stamina, acuity, and energy. So I know right now in the health or in the exercise world, there's lots of pre-workouts, there's lots of energy drinks, there's lots of very kind of hardcore stimulants. That's not what this is. This is an all-natural, as you can see, it has the ashwagandha root extract and other components that really create this really even keel focus, both before, both after. Wes, how do you use it? If you're an athlete, how are you using it?
Yeah, a little bit of background is when I retired in 2001, I was a triathlon coach for the next 7 years. And so I was coaching anywhere up to 20 to 25 athletes. Even still, I still have living in Boulder, Colorado, I still have a lot of athletes that I know, from triathletes to cyclists to runners at the elite level.
Right.
These are Olympians that I talk to and correspond with, and many of them are using the doTERRA product line. So with the Mito 2 Max, what I have done with my own training and told these athletes, and it's been very successful with them, is I basically take 2 tablets within an hour, usually about 45 minutes before I do my exercise.
Okay.
And then I also, if I am doing a second workout in the day, then I'll take 2 in between those 2 workouts also, depending on the time period, but it's usually around 45 minutes. What I have found is that I don't take them in the evening. So I don't take them anytime after 5 p.m. I really don't take them anytime if I don't have a workout coming up.
Right.
Because it does have that energy, and I don't want to have that energy and have that ability not to be able to relax and fall asleep later in the evening.
Okay. So if you're wondering, what does it feel like? It's not like this, you get a tingle, caffeine, like very,
Ginseng, it's not
right.
that buzz.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't have
a
that buzz
very, like I said, very even, acuity that you have, and there's no crash to it. So amazing. So make sure you write down Mito 2 Max. The fourth one, make sure I got my numbering here right, but the fourth one we're going to talk about is probably one of the most popular and one of the most diverse. If you're not using it, it's a must-have, and that is peppermint. And it has so many incredible uses, from digestive, respiratory, head and neck tension. I mean, so many. One of the ways that I use it, or will use it, is before I go work out, especially if you go work out early in the morning. For me with 5 kids, I got to get to the gym before my kids get up. And when I wake up, I'm stumbling around and just trying to kind of wake up my senses. So a couple drops of peppermint on the back of my neck, or just inhaling it, just brings life to my body. Mentally, I'm a lot more focused, and it's just a great way to kick off my day or my workout. So also with peppermint, there's a lot of different ways that athletes are using peppermint as well.
Yeah, and there was a study that was done by the Journal of International Sports Science that they did back in May of 2014. And what they did is they had a control group of athletes, and they had another group where they're giving them 0.05 milliliters of peppermint in the drinks that they took throughout the day.
For like 10 days, I think it was.
For 10 days. And what they found is that those that were taking the peppermint had improved performance, they had a lower blood pressure, and they had a higher rate of acuity throughout their training. So to the point of, it was like, I believe it's 25% improvement in some areas as far as with their anaerobic tests that were done. So right there, that to me is like, whoa, that's pretty cool that just peppermint can do something like that.
So like if you're in the last quarter of your race or performance or whatever it is, and you are just kind of feeling your lungs burning, or you're wondering, well, next time I race, what is it that I could use to really increase my respiratory health? Peppermint is like it's like a save all.
Peppermint is great, and then we'll probably talk about Breathe a little bit later, and Breathe
Yeah.
has peppermint in it, which I really like for that type of activity.
So great benefits, again, for those that are just beginning, and then those very seasoned athletes that are looking to find kind of like that extra 10-15% that can kind of push them through that breakthrough that we talked about.
And the other great thing about peppermint and wild orange, because wild orange is also something that
uplifting,
uplifts and creates mental acuity, so that you feel more impassioned about what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Is, as an athlete, when you are constantly bombarded by kids and by work and all that stuff, and yet you still have to get out that door, whether it be early in the morning or even late in the evening. Because I've had athletes that I've coached that they get on their spin bike at 9 p.m. at night because they're obligated to have to go out there and train, especially as they're training at longer distances. Is take a hit of peppermint, take a hit of wild orange, rub it in your hands, put 1 or 2 drops, and just big inhale. And it's great. I mean, it's amazing what it can do. And so if you're feeling down, you're like, man, I got to go run, or I got to go get in the pool or something like that. Just do that, and that'll just get more alertness going
Yeah.
and get you more motivated.
And on the flip side, I guess instead of being 9 o'clock at night, for those of us who have jobs, right? You're at a job that's stressful, you're in a cubicle, or you're whatever your job may be. Maybe you're a health professional, chiropractor, and you're feeling that same exhaustion. Again, the oils, what we love is that they're so diverse, so no matter what your athletic performance level, they're going to enhance and really benefit what you're doing. So that was peppermint and that was wild orange that we talked about. So the next one, it's one of doTERRA's best products, and it can be delivered in a lot of different ways. So you obviously know that your respiratory system is critical when you're just beginning to exercise, where you're performing at a high level. And there's two products we want to talk about that are going to help you really support your respiratory system, because maybe you're running outside, maybe you're cycling through the mountains, wherever you may live, different parts of the country and world, there's different seasonal threats, different times of the year, different trees, flowers that are just might make it more difficult.
And saying welcome.
Yeah,
and
it
all
might
that
make it
stuff.
more difficult. I mean, it's really beautiful, but it might make it more difficult to breathe. So the first one is called Breathe. It's a blend of essential oils that includes laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca, lemon, and ravensara. And it's incredible. If you have Breathe with you right now, you can take a little bit out, you can put it in the palm of your hand. You can use it aromatically. You can also use it topically, like on your chest, or maybe before you go to bed at night. If maybe you're dealing with something and you want to support your system, you can use it through like a diffuser aromatically that way as well.
And you can basically use for throat drops.
They've taken the essential oil, all of its benefits, put it in a throat drop form, so you can just pop it in if you feel kind of you're having a hard time breathing. You can take a throat drop as well.
Let me talk a little bit more about the Breathe product, because one thing we haven't really touched on is the fact that these products are also good for kids.
Okay, yeah.
And a lot of us, have kids. I mean, my daughter is a varsity runner. My other daughter is doing gymnastics. I know you have 5 kids, so you have a whole team of basketball and football players because they're all boys that are playing around. But what I like about what doTERRA has done is they've come out with their Touch line.
Right.
So they have like a Breathe Touch, and what that does is...
So for those that aren't watching, the Touch line is a diluted version of whatever the oil is. So it's already pre-diluted with a carrier oil, coconut oil. So it's really easy to apply.
Application to apply for kids,
right?
Because they really need that. Now, going into what we were going to talk about next was the Tri-Ease tablets.
Yeah.
And so it's in tablet form. What doTERRA has done is they've combined lavender, lemon, and peppermint all into certain capsules. So at the times when you do have seasonal threats, because we all don't live in the same part of the country, we all don't live in Florida, we live in all aspects of the country, it is harder for people to breathe at times. And so what Tri-Ease does is it helps enhance the ability to breathe better.
Clear pathways. And what is it like if you're an athlete, you're getting ready for, maybe you're traveling to a part of the country you've never been to before, all of a sudden you get there and you have air quality, or it's harder to breathe, and you're like, well, what should I use? I mean, how big of a tool would that be for someone?
No, I think it would be great. And I would use the Breathe product probably for something when you arrive to a race that and all of a sudden you're having breathing issues. But here's the thing. I've always come with the motto of train the way you race.
Okay.
So don't try a new product on race day.
Right.
Don't try something new where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling kind of weird. It feels good, but I'm just not sure if it's going to work.
Right.
So use it if you can before race day, and just don't save it for race day.
Okay, so perfect. So Breathe and Tri-Ease, both incredible products to support your respiratory system. So the next one is a big one, because if you can't show up to the gym, if you can't do your run, right, then everything kind of goes on hold. And if you can't show up to your race, or maybe you've trained for a year, and then the day before the race, your immune system just, kind of falls apart, then you're in trouble. And so we love this product line doTERRA has created, which is the On Guard product line. And so On Guard is a blend. It includes wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. They're amazing for supporting and keeping strength in your immune system, so that whether it's a seasonal threat, whether it's respiratory, whether there's just something going around in your area, whatever it might be, you can really use this proactively to support yourself. So a lot of ways to use On Guard. I mean, you can use it as an oil. You could use it, there's a gel cap that you can actually take internally. You can use it
Throat
aromatically, throat drops that you can use.
Toothpaste. Laundry detergent.
Laundry detergent.
Hand soap.
Okay, and it goes on, but you can use these aromatically. So I know for me, if I can feel my immune system not at just its optimal level, I'll start diffusing it, before I go to bed, or I'll put some on the bottom of my feet, or I might take a couple, like before we came, I was just kind of feeling not just ready to perform, and so I was taking a couple of the soft gels to just, again, boost my immune system. How have you seen it increase or help athletes and yourself?
Well, for me and also the athletes that are using the product, because I do keep in touch with them quite a bit, at least the athletes that I know that are using the doTERRA products, it's a mainstay, really not just for when you're not feeling well. It's something that we consistently take.
Right.
Because what's happening is that I've reiterated this before, is the fact that we are already not getting enough sleep.
Right.
Because if you have a family, if you're working 30 to 40 hours a week and you're also trying to train, I guarantee sleep is the first thing to leave.
Right.
And so we're already getting probably more and more free radicals in the body and things like that. And so you need to boost that immune system. So I regularly take it on a daily basis. Now, if I feel like something might be coming on, I'm not feeling 100%, then I increase it. But the beauty that I like about the doTERRA products is that it's, when you take the whole line, it's around you all the time.
Right.
And so you're consistently taking it. And so that's what I like about it. But On Guard and then Deep Blue, which we're going to talk about later, those are probably the two most things that I take as an athlete and tell my athletes to consistently, and Lifelong Vitality. Well, actually everything
Right.
that you take, because there's so many quality products
Right.
that will help your enhancement of your performance as an athlete.
So if you're just starting out, right, and you just really have a goal to just increase your athletic performance even just a little bit, this product, being able to support yourself, is huge. Especially your immune system, and it affects everything that you do. So that kind of concludes the whole pre-workout chunk of things. So hopefully you've taken really good notes. You can draw a line on your piece of paper, and we're gonna now move to post-workout, right? Supporting and really being able to set ourselves up to be able to kind of continue this process. So I know that this next product is one of your favorites. It's used a ton. I'll let you talk about how athletes use it, and then I'll kind of talk about those of you that are starting off or just looking to support whatever exercise routine you have already, how you can use this as well.
And that's the Deep Blue, and specifically the Deep Blue product line, because there's many products that doTERRA's come out with. And what I like about this product is that it really assists in the recovery of your body
Right.
in general. And I just turned 50 a couple months ago, so I said, what am I going to do?
Okay.
And so I signed up for a 33-kilometer off-road run in Moab, Utah, which I had done 8 years ago and then 2 years ago. But I just don't want to do it. I'm the type of person that sets a goal.
Right.
So 8 years ago, I finished third, and then 2 years ago, I finished eighth. And the next oldest guy to beat me was 33, so he was 15 years younger. So my goal this year is to be top 10 overall.
Okay.
And I'm not that young buck anymore. So as I started training, I started getting more aches and pains because I increased my running. Now, I knew ahead of time that that issue was going to happen because
Right.
I'm older now. I'm not that young buck.
Right.
So what I was using was the Deep Blue polyphenol tablets to assist with general recovery.
And so that's the cool thing about Deep Blue is that you have the oil, right, which contains wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, blue tansy, blue chamomile, helichrysum, and osmanthus. It's a lot of amazing oils.
Yeah.
And
And
you
all
can,
of them have different attributes, and that's what I love.
yeah, they're very diverse, but you can use them as an oil, so you could use them topically. There's actually a lotion that it comes in, so real ease of use. You can rub it on like a lotion, but it also comes in the polyphenol complex, which is actually a pill that you can take. So if you feel like it's more of like an internal soreness or achiness or joint, or you know,
internal soreness is coming.
right, then it's a great way to proactively just have something that you can use. So it really covers a wide spread. And I would say that, I mean, really this is, I mean, it's for everyone. I mean, you have athletes performing at a high level, but honestly, this never leaves my gym bag. And I know a lot of guys, whether you are doing an OCR race,
You're talking more about Deep Blue in general.
the
like
lotion,
the
or
lotion
and
oil.
in the
Yeah,
oil,
yeah.
right?
Not the phenol.
Not the polyphenol, yeah. So whether you are preparing for an OCR like a Spartan or a Tough Mudder, or whether you CrossFit, whatever it is, this is like this is your best friend. Honestly, like it's so powerful, way more powerful than a lot of the average products that maybe you're used to that fall into the same category. Very, very effective, especially, you know, for me getting back to working out. Again, lower back tension that I didn't really know how to deal with. I had tried a lot of different things. But Deep Blue has this incredible way of helping really create a healthy inflammatory response, which is really at the core of what I wanted to improve anyway.
And I know we're talking about post and more recovery, but
Right.
Deep Blue is also essential for me pre-workout.
Okay.
And you know, if I'm already sore from maybe the previous day's workout, then I'm more likely to use the Deep Blue cream or the Deep Blue oil. Now, it also comes in a touch format again, which has that fractionated coconut
it's
oil, which is
diluted.
great for kids.
Right.
But I like to use the Deep Blue pre and post as well, just not for post
Okay.
for recovery.
So it's a must-have. So circle it on your piece of paper if you're taking notes and following us. Absolutely must-have in your routine. So sometimes each of our bodies are different, right? So somebody may use Deep Blue and get incredible results with it. And then somebody may say, well, what other oils could I use that maybe could support or help me with soreness or joints? And so lemongrass is actually an incredible oil as kind of like a cousin to Deep Blue to help support that same area that you want to support. So if you're kind of taking notes, lemongrass can kind of fall into that as well. One thing that we will say about citrus oils that you should know is,
Stay out of the sun.
yeah, lemongrass, wild orange, lemon, these oils, you don't put them all over your legs and then go run into the bright sun. It is common sense. Sometimes we forget about that. But you want to make sure that you put it on well before you're going to go run a race, or maybe you're just going to go jog along the beach. It can be irritating to the skin. So you just want to make sure that you use some common sense when it comes to citrus oils like lemongrass. Past tense, man, this is, I know, one of your favorites.
Well, and what I like about past tense is it helps relieve tension in the body, whether it be in the shoulders, whether it be the head. But I like the fact that it lasts.
Right.
I mean, when you put
It's
this
powerful
on, it's
stuff.
going to be there for another 30, 45 minutes after you use it. And so that's what I like. So it's a combination of oils that they use to help with tension in the body, and it's been very effective, not just for exercise,
Right.
just in general.
Well, you know, just so you know, in past tense, so it's this blend of oils, which there's a long list, but some of the highlights, so you should know: frankincense, marjoram, wintergreen, rosemary. These oils are very, very great at helping with tension, you know, all over your body. So whether it's pre-workout, post-workout, maybe you
Anytime
get done,
of the
and you
day.
feel like some incredible head tension or neck tension or whatever it might be, you can roll it on, so you can use it topically. You can also use it aromatically. The one thing that I will say, have you ever gotten past tense like too close to your eyes?
You don't want to get with
Yeah.
Breathe, with Passion, with Peppermint, with many oils. You just want to make sure if you do put it on topically that you don't touch your eye area.
Right. Or if you're like sweating and you put past
Yes,
tense right here,
yes.
you know, so use some common sense there, but incredible oils for, man, if you're feeling down and out and your head, you know, the tension there, you just can't really find a good solution for, past tense is an incredible natural solution. So we're kind of getting towards the end of this, and we're going to talk about some of the oils that will really help you relax and just, you know, really help your body recover. We've talked about a lot of oils in this segment, this post-workout segment. I know that this oil is really diversified. It's an oil that you've used both for skin health and for relaxation.
Well, and I think not only is lavender, which
Right.
we're going to talk about, which is a
Surprise.
great
If
benefit.
you guys were like looking to guess what it was.
But not only is it good for skin health, it's also good for, again, use it before the race day.
Right.
For a lot of people before races or before even big runs. I used to be so excited about what I had planned for a workout the next day, I couldn't fall asleep.
Right.
And so lavender or serenity, which is a mix of some other oil blends for relaxation, are great oils that help get rid of that night before jitters,
Okay.
or just help fall asleep in general. I mean, there's often times where people exercise late at night because they don't have time.
Right.
And so what happens, their heart rate is higher and stuff like that. So even vetiver or something, which is another
One of my
relaxing
favorites,
type
yeah.
oil, and lavender or serenity or any of the blends or balance or something like that can help with your relaxation as you get ready for bed. So what I like about lavender also is, like, it's not just for relaxation, but when you crash on your bike, for instance,
Okay.
and your skin is like really,
Super
really
irritated,
irritated.
right.
And lavender is a great resource for skin health, along with frankincense.
So these are all incredible tools. I hope that you have gotten from us the power of these tools that you can use. I can't imagine now starting to get back in shape or performing at a high level and not having these tools.
I wish I knew about these back when I raced.
Absolutely. So lavender, and kind of finishing up, a lot of different uses. I love what you said about calming your nerves, like at night when you're trying to go to sleep, or just general relaxation. All of us carry a lot of stress, and we want to find natural ways to soothe that stress, whether it's work or whatever it might be. And those things can kind of sometimes be the things that keep us from continuing to exercise. So just a great tool. So
ideally you want to get your 8-9 hours of sleep.
Right.
Instead of stay awake thinking about all the stresses that you have going on.
Right.
And only getting 5 hours of sleep. I mean,
Right.
one of the worst things I had was the fact that I knew I had to get up and go to swim practice at 5:45 a.m.
Right.
Because when you're a stay-at-home athlete or athlete of whether it be a professional level that does individual sports or just the average athlete that has to get up, there's no coach getting you out of bed.
Right, it's you.
You got to get yourself out of bed. You're
Right.
in charge of your own life. You're your own direction as a coach. So when I was trying to fall asleep, but I didn't have, say at the time, oils to assist with my relaxation, I would just see the clock just tick. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get up in 6.5 hours. And I got to get up in 6 hours. I would much rather just have that ability to just relax and fall asleep much more early and get much more sleep, which helps the body, which helps your training on down the road.
Okay, awesome. So finishing up kind of the last few different things we want to talk about, something that you might not think is actually related to exercise, and that is frankincense, right? Maybe some of you have first heard of frankincense with baby Jesus, right? Frankincense, gold, and myrrh. But frankincense is it is the one oil that impacts the body at probably the most different levels. I've heard of athletes putting frankincense in their mouth, on the roof of their mouth. But let's talk about some of the things that frankincense will help you do. First of all, it's incredible for cellular vitality. So if you're looking for your brain, cognitive function, all of those things to be working at a peak level, frankincense is incredible. I mean, it's also amazing for calming your nerves, right? And relaxing and just overall cellular health. So the last one we're going to talk about, maybe I've said the last one a couple times now, but for sure the last one here is Melaleuca.
Is this the last of the last one, or is this the last one?
Well, it's somewhere.
We'll find out.
It's somewhere in there.
Stay tuned. You're about to find out.
We might just keep going. So Melaleuca, sometimes known as tea tree oil, is incredible. Kind of a companion to lavender. Really great for skin health. So going back to your really bad skin irritation, if you wanted to combine lavender with something, Melaleuca or tea tree oil, sometimes it's called, is a great way to be able to do that. And one of the products that I've started to use a ton that athletes are using a lot is Correct-X, which is a skin ointment. It kind of comes in like a gel form in a little bottle. I'm sure you'll see there on the screen. And it's incredible for skin irritations and keeping that irritation clean. So just a great variety of products. Like I said, these are tools that you can use, that you can integrate into whatever level of activity or performance you have, whether it's super high, whether it's just starting out and you got kids running around and you're trying to get back to the gym and you want to maybe get in the best shape of your life for the first time in like 20 years.
I'll leave it with this. You are already spending enough time training.
Right.
You're training 3 hours up to 25 hours a week, depending on what your abilities are and what your goal is. I always think that having a goal helps also. So if you're training that much already, why not use the doTERRA product line to enhance your athletic capabilities?
Right.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So I encourage people, give it a try. Again, experiment with it.
Right.
Because it's a little bit different for everyone. And again, train the way you race. Just don't wait for race day. Enjoy, and that's it.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being on with us, and have an amazing day.
All right, go finish your 10-mile run.